Hey guys, I just thought I'd do a video on challenge rifts, Helliquary, raids, and Gauntlet. Little tips and tricks to try and help people improve their damage in these types of content. This is pretty much primarily what everyone considers PvE content. Most of the time it's relatively easy unless you're pushing challenge rifts or doing Gauntlet clears, or doing the first clears on bosses when you don't actually have the combat rating. So I'll go into a few things that pretty much like checklists that you should try and do, and try and make sure you've got under wraps so you can actually do more difficult content. So yeah, pretty much the first thing that you need to make sure that you're in is a viable PvE build. So pretty much I would be suggesting you check out the current meta PvE build, do some research, don't always trust everything you read online or see. Try different skills, it's 100% worth trying different stuff. There is plenty of builds out there that do as much, if not more, than the generic meta build. So definitely look into it. So for example, like Tempest would be using the Crosswinds Rolling Surf build, Crusader would be using the Akarat's Rebuke, Arrant Ignition, Ignite build, Necros would be using the Grimscythe Corpse Lance, dot removing build, things like that. Anyway, so that's the first thing that you want to make sure that you pretty much have in check, which is it's self-explanatory, the right build. The second thing that you need to prioritize and make sure that you have in check is obviously the combat rating. The combat rating drastically increases the damage you take and drastically decreases the damage you deal to the monsters. So without having that in check, you're going to struggle to kill anything and you're just going to get one shot. Pretty much the priority is getting the right combat rating, so triples, as many triples as possible, even if it's the wrong set. Preferably you should have the right set for your build, but if you must, change it up. Combat rating is king. The second priority for that would be making sure that it doesn't matter even about the socket colors. Try not to, just make sure you get the combat rating you need to be able to do the content. And then the third would be, if you have to sacrifice it, make sure just even the colors, the socket colors don't matter, or actual sockets themselves. Obviously every bit is hurting you damage wise and hurting your ability to do the content. So if you can get the right set, you get the right set. If you can get the right color, you get the right color. If you can get the right amount of sockets, you get the right amount of sockets. But sometimes you have to make sacrifices in order to get that little bit extra CR, so you're not taking an extra 120% damage. Okay, so then the third thing that you probably want to make sure you focus on is the right Paragon. So for example, using either Slinger, if you've got, there's two setups that you can run in Slinger, so you can run Uncanny, Unseen, and Gifted, and then Bloodthirst and Superiority. If you're playing a ranged class, or something like Tempest or Demon Hunter, or even a ranged Wizard, then some players choose to drop Bloodthirst and Superiority and take Careful Aim and Sharp Eye. Making sure you're in a PvE legendary skill. So that's another thing you can do. Then obviously making sure that your Reforges are in the right setup too. You can have full Vengeance pretty much, so you have 3 Vengeance on each piece, and then kind of insert beneficial effect for the third one, which is pretty much generic because that increases all your gems, all your procs, all the buffs, everything you're getting from other members, yourself as well. So then after that you have pets. You can check your pets, making sure if you've got any PvE pets, make sure you've got them on. Obviously prioritize Savior if you're at risk of dying in there. then we have the remains. You have from the Helliquary, Helliquary bosses. You have the Daemonic Remains. If you're doing challenge rifts, prioritize the combat rating. If you're below combat rating, prioritize the combat rating. So the triples on the Daemonic Remains. But if you're above the combat rating, then you can sacrifice the triples in order to get doubles in those slots. So that will allow you to get more fortitude and more willpower. And another thing you can also do is prioritize saving, say, crit damage on the Daemonic Remains as well, because crit damage isn't nerfed in PvE, and it's one of the crit damage and crit chance are one of the biggest scalers for PvE damage. So it's definitely worth prioritizing any of that you can get. And then obviously just making sure that the rest of your warband, if you're in a gauntlet, is set up right. Making sure that you have buffs in all the right parties, so the high damage people have the Crusaders with them, or the Necromancers that are buffing them with the right buffs. Other than that, like, there really isn't a lot that you need to focus on. There is a Armoury pet swap trick that you can do that you will actually see me do in this video. So basically what it is I will socket on a clear build, an AoE clear damage build for the first part of the map. Once I get to summoning the boss, basically I have the Armoury pet already equipped on that loadout. Then I have another loadout saved for single target. Then basically I run away, I wait for my skills to come off cooldown, I make sure I'm not in combat with the boss, because if I'm in combat with the boss I can't change. And then you can use the Armoury pet and quickly swap to another Armoury loadout, which is a pure single target build. And at that point the loadout also doesn't have the Armoury pet on, so I can have more damage on for the boss as well. So that's another little trick that not many people know of, or show people that people are doing that. It definitely does exist, and a lot of people are doing it. Generally the people that are getting the first clears for gauntlets, challenge rips, are the people that are actually using this sort of technique. So anyway, hopefully some of this helps, and hopefully points you guys in the right direction. I'll put up a brief picture of some of the stuff that I would suggest you using at the end. So I'll go over the Paragon, I'll go over the Reforges, I'll show some pets, just for instance, quickly, another brief video at the end. Other than that, hope this helps. Enjoy, catch you all later.